Hello and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and season fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And oh boy, it's such a special day today because you people, you've been just begging daily in the Discord, like
drooling,
every
frothing
Tuesday,
at the mouth, even
every Tuesday night. I wonder what tomorrow's episode will be. Oh, I really hope.
I hope. Oh gosh, I just hope.
And well, all your dreams are coming true today because we got him. Your favorite person.
The elusive and one and only.
Welcome back to the podcast. Yusong Liu.
Hey. Oh, I can't wait to disappoint everyone so hard.
No.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely not unacceptable. No Yusong bashing in the AMA K-pop space.
Not allowed.
I know.
Not allowed.
People are so nice. It's very. I'm very, very thankful for that. So I'm always happy to be back on the show. Thank you for asking me to do this very emotionally intense episode, nonetheless.
Oh, I can't.
We couldn't do it without you,
Yeah.
to be honest.
We really couldn't. I really wouldn't have wanted to take this on without you.
I'm scared.
And I'm looking forward to it. But before we get there, like just for the sake of catch-ups, I won't ask you how you are because like the answer is the same for everybody. But we haven't seen, the listeners haven't heard from you since the end of last year. So like in the very least in the K-pop world, has there been anything this year that's just like really gotten your I wanted to say got your goat,
Attention.
but I think that's like a
got your goat.
bad
I was
thing.
also thinking got your goat, but that is a negative idiom.
Oh,
So
okay.
grabbed your attention.
Something that has grabbed my attention is that 2 days ago, and I want to say this, that I'm not gonna be twice trash the entire episode. I mean,
You can do whatever you want.
all right,
Yusong.
I feel like there's some doubt, but I really, there's gonna be some surprises with my picks. However, something that I enjoyed 2 days ago is that Twice Did a V live concert. It was incredible. They performed "Love Foolish," which is one of
Your
my favorite
favorite.
B-sides. Like, truly one of my favorite K-pop songs. And then the choreography is nuts. And I feel like you would really like it because it's also like very like Taemin-esque in that it's like isolated like parts of your body moving and other parts of it staying still. It's incredible. I've watched all the fan cams. I mean, there's no fan cams, but I've watched all the clips that have surfaced on Twitter, and it's really oh my god.
I was curious if you had just consumed it via stolen clips or if you paid and stayed up.
Yikes.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you watch the whole thing or just clips?
Well, I watched the clips. Maybe this is gonna. I'm potentially a bad fan, but I saw Momo trending, and I was like, oh yes. and then a few clicks later, I was watching all the the clips on Twitter. So that's how I learned about it.
That's fine. I was just very curious because we bought tickets to the first Beyond Live show at the beginning of Quar for Super M.
Yeah, the Super M one.
But we didn't stay up to watch it live, and the VOD is just now, as of last week, available for rewatch. So we still haven't watched it. So I was just curious if you did the whole thing and like stayed up and watched it because they are at stupid hours for us.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately didn't, but I hope to one day also be able to see the entire thing. Yeah, we should be so lucky.
Some people were complaining that like the VOD concerts were too expensive considering the fact that it was going to be online. But I don't know, it was like I think when we split it between three of us. So it was like $9 a piece.
Yeah.
Like, that's not so bad. And you can watch it whenever you want after they
finally post it.
After.
So that
was the catch.
We didn't know.
We thought there were no catch.
We thought it would
There
be
were no
ready the
catches.
next day.
Yeah, because like, why wouldn't it be? But that like months went by. Months.
And we still haven't watched
honestly forgot about it.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
But darn it was reasonably priced.
I guess. Yeah, so this is the world we live in now, and concerts are online.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
cool. And it's interesting. I'm glad that SM got JYP on board because I know that was their initial ploy when they announced this. Like, that's why it was called Beyond Live. Like, they branded it because they were like, we're going to get all the companies to do online concerts with us. And it turns out that they're going to do that.
Yeah, well, you got to make money somehow in this economy.
I guess so. Okay. I think we should get into our task for today because it is like a daunting one.
Indeed.
And it's exciting. So many moons ago, like truly, it was like, what, episode 42? We did a fantasy boy draft. And we've always wanted to do the girl version, but like, Angelica and I aren't like the biggest of girl group stans. And it felt like I don't know if I have enough knowledge to pull off such a thing. But then we thought, maybe if we bring Yusong in, then it will like round it out. And we'll have like an actual like girl group expert to like understand what's happening here.
Exactly. Like, as I said, in order to get you on this, like we couldn't do this without our resident girl group stan, and that's who you've come to be in this little world of ours.
It's a coveted title. I can't say that I'm gonna bring much knowledge, but what I lack for that, I make up for in unabashed love and adoration. That's very one-sided for all these people.
I think
we need your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. Okay.
And we all love our parasocial relationships and we indulge in them and
Yes.
we do not have any shame. It's all fine. Okay, so to go over the rules before we get into it, I kept them the same as last time. We will have 7 rounds for the 7 spots because we decided at some point arbitrarily that 7 is the perfect number.
Well, we decided to be 7 because in truth, we think 5 is the best number for a group. But making a fantasy draft with only 5 spots limited the number of the like diversity that you could bring to your group. So, but it had to be an even number in order to maintain perfect dance formation.
Or an odd number.
So we went up to 7. Oh yeah, I always say that even number. Whatever.
But
you know
because
what I mean.
odd,
It's 7.
it makes prettier triangles. is the
Yes.
point.
When you have odd numbers, you make even shapes.
So last time we had like made a free spot, but we made it the same both. So we'll just, So the 7 spots that we are filling today for our group is a leader, a main vocal, a lead vocal, a rapper, a dancer, a visual/face, and a maknae. We will have 7 rounds. I decided beforehand which order we pick in for each round using a random number generator, as we love to do on this show, to keep it extra fair. So it'll like change up every round. And each round, all of us, when it's our turn, can choose to fill any spot. You don't have to fill like leader first, anytime, any spot you want.
So it's up to you, like which ones are your most prioritize your picks.
Yes.
I don't want to come off as too aggressive, but do we still get a steal as
Yes. And there is one opportunity to steal.
Yusong came in here ready to
Fight.
Look, there's some picks that are just I feel like non-negotiable. So I don't know. I hope we can remain friends after is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see. And we chose through girl group members throughout all time. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, through all time. I was going to say, I think we cut you off in explaining the opportunity to steal.
Yes, there is an opportunity to steal. I think you can use it at any time, but last time we didn't bring it up till the last round, like as a last chance if you want to steal. But like you can at one time take a member that's been put in another person's group, and then they will.
But
get
then
a chance
that
to
is
fill.
your
that's your
draft for that
choice.
round.
Yes. And yeah, that's the deal. Oh, and any member can go into any spot as long as you can argue why. Like they don't have to currently fill that role in their current group.
Yeah, for example, in the fantasy boy group, I believe my maknae was someone who's not technically the youngest person in the group that I made, but I wanted him to be the maknae.
You wanted 10 to be the maknae because you wanted him to be treated as such.
Yeah, I wanted him to be babied because he's my baby.
Yeah, so those are the rules, basically.
Before we dive in...
I think we're so juicy.
I was going to say... I was just going to say, like, how was everybody's experience in choosing their draft picks? Like, how did we go about this? I figured it was.
It's so hard that we're not in the same room anymore, but we're psychically still doing this.
It's hard to have virtual chemistry though, sometimes. I'm not going to lie.
I know. Okay, we're doing it, though.
Anyway, how did Yusong?
How did you approach
this? Was your first time, doing a fantasy draft. So how did you approach this?
I mean,
without spoiling your picks or whatever, you know.
Of course.
Right.
This was truly an oasis of happiness in an otherwise ocean of uncertainty. Getting to make a Google Doc and bold and underline several names with parentheticals that I can't even explain to myself was truly a joy. It was a part of me that I did not know I had. I kept thinking of names throughout the week, and then I need to add this person, but they were already added. So it's just, I thought about it a lot. I hope I don't disappoint anyone.
You won't disappoint anyone. You're not a disappointment. Everybody loves you. The question on the table is, wait, I forgot it because you were self-deprecating.
Damn it.
Was it twice related?
It was. Oh, no, it was this.
Okay.
How long after we invited you to be a part of this did you begin your work?
Like 2 hours. like same day. Because I just got scared. I needed to have a game plan going in. I couldn't, after listening to the boy group draft, I feel I couldn't just wing it. I have to have a game plan, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely need a game plan. Mm-hmm. Did it take you a while to lock in your choices? Are there any choices that you still feel like a little up in the air? You're going to make a last minute choice.
There's a few of these that if they don't make it into my group, I would love for a chance to give some honorable mentions at the end. I'd be very, very grateful for that.
We called that a scandal bench last time, as the bench in case any of your members get in a scandal and have to be removed from your group.
Yeah. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that while making my picks. I have a big scandal bench.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me, this one was very interesting because I feel like the boy group draft, because I am such a hardcore boy group stan in my soul, it just felt like making choices from a million boys that I love. And I don't know, I was just picking favorites with baseball cards. But then for this, I really like girl groups and I really like their music, but I don't, other than A-Pink, I don't stan, quote unquote, any girl groups and don't know people's names and I don't know anything about them. So I feel like for this, I sort of had to think about what is it that I like about girl group music and what would I want in my ideal thing, and then thinking about people who have caught my eye, faces and voices that I like, and then just figuring out what those people's names are and writing it down. So I feel strongly about all of them as performers, but very few people on my list do I know anything about as human beings. So that was not part of my consideration like it was with the boy group thing, because I just feel like I don't know these girls as well. I feel like I keep girl groups on a weird pedestal where I just want to observe and adore them, but I don't feel like I need to watch them do variety for whatever reason. I just want them to be my dancing princesses that are look how pretty they are. And I don't know what that says about me, but we could figure that out another time. What about you, Angelica? How did you approach this as someone who admittedly doesn't really like girl groups as a rule?
That's not fair. I like girl groups.
I'm sorry.
I'm tired of being painted as a person who hates women, to be quite frank. I like girl groups. I'm just picky about them, and I don't like egg yolks in girl groups.
I sincerely apologize. Thank apologize.
You. That reaction was more toward the world and less about you. But yes, I am picky about, am self-professed picky about girl groups because I don't like the egg yolk babiness of a lot of girl groups.
Fair.
Or that I have perceived many girl groups to have. But so to that degree, I did somewhat of what you did, Shannon, in the sense that I had a few positions where I immediately knew who I wanted in that position. And then, like, there were maybe 3 where I was like, I know I need this person. I want this person. I want this person. And then I just started thinking about the things I like from girl groups. So I wrote down like different songs and comebacks and concepts that I liked. And from that kind of built a list of like groups and then started sort of like pulling out people. And at a certain point I had a few different options for all of my roles except for the rapper. So I just went through and watched like 10 different girl groups and was like, who is a rapper that I could use? And I finally was just like, okay, what's that one's name? Okay, what's that one's name? So yeah, I kind of had to like do a bit more research for sure in this one than I did for the boy group one. But I had a lot of fun doing it and ended up kind of exactly like I did with the boy group. I made like 2 fully realized groups that have opposing concepts and like only one shared member. So it was a bit of a coin toss to decide like which one I'm gonna go with, but I guess we'll just see.
Yeah. Wow. So we've got some different approaches here, but we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, so should we just get picking?
Let's do it.
All right. According to the predetermined coin flip at the beginning, pre-recording, for round 1, picking order goes me, Yusong, and Helika.
Seems suspicious.
So, I when it gave me that, I was like, if I write down that I'm first, they won't believe me. But I did it
I believe
anyway.
you.
Okay.
I don't. Just kidding.
Okay. I think for my first pick, I'm going to go with the rapper category because that is one where I feel like I have the least amount of backups. So I would like to secure it while I have it. So for my rapper, I would like to have Yeon from CLC.
Wow, she was on my short list.
I think she's so great. She has like a very, very not standard because that sounds like a diss, but like idol girl rap voice. She's got like a signature one. It's like kind of Hyuna-y and it's like cutesiness. And I know that Hyuna like birthed CLC, so like that's part of it. But now that she's been rocking this like short blonde crop for a while, it's like so cute. She also has a great singing voice. I'll talk about that later. So like she'll help round out my group when she's not rapping. So Yeon is my first pick.
Good choice. Wow. She has good stage presence.
Great. All right. That means Yusong.
Okay.
Hit us.
This is my leader. I don't want to pull any punches. From Gugudan, Kim Sejong.
That hurts me. That hurts me. Okay. No, good for you. Go on.
Look, this is emotionally fraught territory. So, we stan an emotionally intelligent queen. She did this episode of Hello Counselor that was like, really popular, and she got the nickname, I think, Professor Sejong from that. She's awesome. Sorry. I feel like after listening to your justifications, I have a feeling that mine are going to be pretty weak.
All of your justifications are your justifications, and they are fair and valid and good.
Self-deprecation tally is at 12.
We have so much paper out right now. Get receipts on you.
She did this like
Dingo.
Go
on.
She did a video on Dingo for YouTube where she met a fan and was really, really kind about it. I don't know how sage that stuff is, but I feel like it'd be hard to. I just,
Yes, I think I think she's a great leader choice. She is very smart and she's so poised and cute. And oh my God, her voice. Like what a great, for a leader spot, you get like an extra vocalist in the leader spot. Smart.
Thank
I
you.
respect it, even though it screws up my stuff. I respect it.
I'm here to win. I'm not here to make friends. Just kidding.
I love it. All right, round 1, finishing up with Angelica. Hit us.
My turn. Okay, this is the one I have well, really 2 non-negotiables, but this is my main non-negotiable because she was the only person. I think I ended up with like 5 full combinations of 7 groups, and she's the only person who was in all 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
So I'm putting her in my dance spot, and this is Sulgi from Red Velvet.
Wow.
Okay.
I must have her
Hurts.
non-negotiable.
I felt it in my soul that would 100% be the basis of your group. I was like,
She is the basis of my group.
I knew it. I knew it would.
I have a very specific concept in my brain, and it revolves around her.
I can't. Oh. I mean, she also did a video on like, I think it was a paid partnership with Converse or something. It was a very, branded content, but she like went to this high school's like dance club and afterwards just eating snacks with them, and she was like, you don't have to be excellent, you just have to be okay. And I was like, oh my god, this is a phenomenal choice. I cannot.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
Well, that wraps up round 1, and fortunately for you, dear, you, Angelica, you start round 2.
Yes.
So,
okay, this was the other woman who was in several of my groups. This is a bit of perhaps a curveball. I don't know.
Oh boy.
But for my second choice, I'm going to fill my face position.
okay.
And I choose Sooyoung from Girls' Generation.
Okay.
Because she has my favorite face. And everyone said that she was the ugly one when Girls' Generation first started, and that fucking blasphemy ends today.
Yeah.
She is my face.
I really, really respect that. She was the first person I wrote down as a face. But then I think, like, not to be so spoilery, I think just for the sake of an exercise, I was trying to go later gen with my picks. Because I think it would be very like me to just, like, pick like second gen girls or whatever and like put them in the same super groups that they used to put them in for award shows. Like, just do that again. But yes, that's such a good choice. She is a perfect face.
Thank you. I agree.
All right, Yusong, you are next for round 2.
I gotta, before all of Red Velvet gets claimed, my my vocalist spot goes to Wendy for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's even possible that a human can sing this well. That live performance of Psycho is nuts. Everything she sings is like I don't know. There's
an effortlessness with which she like
Yes.
carries her like high register runs
Yes.
that is like pretty other humanly like.
And
Yeah, those whistle notes echo just perfectly. Like, specifically a part of like all the concepts. I was like, I need whistle notes.
Yes. And like it's not too airy. It's not too like nasally. I don't know. It's just I
Very
love
clear.
her voice. Yeah. And so that's my second pick.
Great pick. Okay.
Choice. Is she your main vocal or your lead vocal?
She is indeed my main vocal.
Okay, great.
Not that it really matters, but for the sake of filling out the forms.
Right.
Okay, I'm last pick for this round, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and claim my leader, just because I don't know, it's an important spot. Not that I feel like this one will be stolen, but I'll just do it. And so for my leader, I would like to have one of my ultimate biases, Yoon Bomi from A-Pink. Yusong, do you have something to say about
No, I'm just I need to hear your thoughts.
Hear my
No,
reasoning?
Yusong is just like staring with puppy eyes at like her eyes
everything.
overflowing at like everything that happens.
Every
I think
name,
just
he's like,
overflowing
yes,
with excitement.
of course.
I am. This is the most I've cared about anything in a long time.
So, Bomi is one of my ultimate biases. One of the like reasons that I love K-pop. She is my favorite. She's an excellent singer, and she's such a good dancer. And as A-Pink is like the youngest second gen group or whatever, I think she will bring the experience needed to be a leader. And I would like my group to be dance focused because I love that stuff. So I think having such a strong dancer in the leader position will put us on good footing.
Just out of curiosity for both of you, in general, without spoiling anything, what generation are most of your girls from? Is it pretty even, or does it mostly lean toward one gen?
This is a very Zoomer draft that I have created. It is very contemporary slash. Nope, it's just contemporary. So, yeah, I do realize that I'm lacking some history. But I hope, yeah. Look, basically,
That was not meant to be a critical question. Just curious.
no, I've just spent the most time like lost in the sauce of variety show appearances of current gen groups, and so that's where most of my picks come from.
Yeah, I think
I was like, oh, go ahead.
no,
sorry.
you please go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was like very conscious of people's ages when I was putting them together. I like looked up their ages, and at one point I was like, oh shit, they're like 12 years apart. I can't do that. Like, that's too much.
Yeah, I don't think I was like looking at people's ages too much, but I do think they're generally like third and fourth gen groups here. Cause like I said, I feel like all of the second gen girls like did get to collab back then. And like there's already like kind of existing fantasy groups from then.
Very
so
true.
yeah, as
Very
like
true.
and then as an exercise to learn the names of these girls that I do like enjoy the work of, I tried to go with newer people. All right, round 3. We start Yusong and Helico
Finally.
this round.
It's gonna seem like, I'm just picking the top person from every group, which I just want to say is not my intention. There's some very potentially surprise. I don't know why I'm giving all these prefixes. Basically, I'm going most popular to. I mean, like most. Oh God. I mean, just
Hey,
because of the.
if you want all the most popular members, then that is your right in your fantasy
You can
building.
do whatever you want.
I'm a.
SM made a group that has 4 rappers in it. There are no rules.
no rules, and that's a real group that has millions of dollars behind it.
That's true.
It's real.
My third round pick is Lisa from Blackpink.
In
There's
what
this-
spot?
in the rapper spot.
Okay.
There's this like fan cam of they're doing a concert. It's raining outside. They're doing Boom Baya. Jenny forgets the lyrics. It's incredible. it's incredible. And then Lisa just has the most like authentic joy I've ever seen in a person performing on stage. Not only that, there is the legendary like performance of her to Miso's Take Me, and then the other song where she's just like with the hips on the stage.
Yep, I've seen that one.
It's what can you
One
say?
of my neighbors stopped me down in the common area one day when she saw that Lisa in the Boots video and was like, I need you to tell me about this. That's a great choice. And I like that you used her for rapper position. Like, I know that is her position, but when I was doing research for this, people put Lisa in top 3 of dancer lists. Like, she...
Yeah, she's always at the top of dancer lists.
She's such a charismatic rapper, though.
She is a charismatic rapper. But she's also like an incredible dancer. So she is, someone who can bring multiple talents to your group.
Yeah, I love that.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Okay, Angelica, you're up next for round 3.
Okay, for my third choice, I'm going to fill my main vocal spot.
Okay.
Because the premise, basically after I like figured out, what kinds of girl group styles I liked, I decided no matter what group I put together, it needed to be belty with whistle notes and at least 4-part harmonies. And so for my main vocal, I need Solar from Mama.
Okay. Wow. Tell us about what
Tell us about
Solar
why.
is going to bring to your group.
Well, I had like a few different, my vocals were definitely the spot that I had like the most girls in, especially because I love like belty and I love a girl who also has a little bit of rasp in her voice. Solar doesn't have rasp in her voice, but she was on my like short list of just, beautiful women with enormous voices.
Right.
And then I saw I saw like a little performance that she did with like a few other people. I'm not going to say who it is because it's my recommendation for later. But I saw this video of her that will be my recommendation later. And I was like, ooh, yes, I want this.
Perfect.
So she factored in very highly into the group that I had in mind. And I thought that Mamamoo's a group that does sort of like fun summer and dark and sexy well. So I need a group that can do both.
Yeah.
A wide spectrum of concepts.
Yeah. And then she won't have to be the leader of this group, so she can have a break.
Yes, she's not the leader of this group. She's just the main vocal. Because she is the leader of Mamamoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because she seems like the youngest member. Which is actually Hwasa, right?
Wow, really?
I never remember the age order of Mamamoo.
It's weird
because
it's not
I
what you
never,
think it would be,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's that Solar is the leader and Hwasa is the maknae, and that's why it's just like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, my round 3 pick. What do I want? What do I want to be important to me? It's like I'm trying to decide like what spots I think might be safe. Like I made such a weird choice. No one will pick it. Okay. Oh, my main vocal. Oh, okay. I'm going to do something crazy because my main vocal spot was jacked because I wanted it to be Sejong. So
please
my
don't.
main vocal is going to be Jihyo from Twice.
Wow.
Wow.
To think I trusted you.
I had her.
It's a low blow.
I truly had her in 3 categories. I was like,
Wow.
I will make this happen.
Nah, she's a legit queen. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, she's just like overall so good at so many things, and like she's so hot and so stacked, and like I want her to be in my hot girl group.
Yeah.
And you put her as your main
As
vocal?
my main vocal.
Yep.
'Cause that girl can sing. Yeah, so that's it. That's round 3. All right. What's our order for this next round? This round goes Angelica, me, Yusong.
Me again? Okay. I'm going to go with I'm going to fill my leader position,
Okay.
I guess. I feel like at this point, the only people I was like really worried, the only person I was worried that it was going to get stolen was Solgi. I don't think you guys are going to pick the rest of my people. I'm like pretty confident.
Okay.
So in no particular order of importance, I'm going to choose my leader next. And I choose Hani from EXID.
Ooh.
She was also
I love
on
that
my
as a
list.
choice.
Yes. Yo, her single
Yes.
"Ooh You" on the I don't know what album. She's so good at singing. She's so
She's
good.
a great
Yeah.
singer. She's a very good singer, and I love her face. I
Yes.
think she's like really funny, and she's actually not the oldest person in my group, but I want her to be the leader because I just felt like she would do a good job.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
seems like a
She's
person who
very-
would like be like mother hen.
Yes, and she's like very highly educated, and she's like very versed in
Yes.
variety. She speaks like 3 or 4 languages, so if your group was ever on tour, she could handle all
She
the
could
press.
handle so many
she could.
press conferences, and she would do it looking amazingly, and she would do it for the girls and the gays, and that's why we're here.
Great. Okay, so just to let everybody know at this point, before Yusong picks for his, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Before I pick for round 4, leaders and main vocals have been decided for all 3 groups.
Wow.
So just those categories are off the table, I guess, until endlessly stealing happens. Okay, my round 4 pick. I'm gonna get my other vocal, just get it done. And this lead vocal role is a redemption story for an extremely talented person that should have gotten put in a different group, or the group should have been treated better. And that's why I would like my lead vocal to be Sungyeon from Priston, R.I.P.
Good choice.
She
I was wondering if you would revive any Pristons.
Yes, and I think that's the one that I want to do because like her voice is absolutely insane. And it's just such a shame what happened to that group. So if she can live on somewhere, it will be in my weird fake fantasy group.
And hopefully someday in a real group.
Yeah, I meant to like check up like maybe she's in a musical or something, because I just can't fathom the idea of her not doing anything. But yeah, so I save a Pristin for round 4. Yusong.
Oh no.
That was a very deep sigh.
Where to even begin with the well of talent that is Luna? For my for my lead vocals, I'm going with Olivia Hye from Luna.
Okay.
Her debut song she did by herself, the Egoist song. There's a there's a live performance of it. She does this like flip thing in the end. It's incredible. You might hear a plane going overhead. It's not gonna stop me. Her role model is Hyuna, which I feel like might garner some favor on this show.
Anybody who loves Hyuna is a friend of mine.
And I just think I just like her a lot.
I think that's great. I love it. Okay, it's time for round 5. We're getting here, and Yusong, it's your pick again.
Wow. Okay. Okay, gonna be a little, maybe potentially a little unexpected. From Wakey Meki, Choi Yoo-jung as my dancer.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was very drunk and learning the the choreography for 101's Energetic, what else should happen besides stumbling across her covering that song on Weekly Idol and then just cue the next hour of watching Choi Yoo-jung dance compilations? She's just so good at dancing. It's wild. And I'm glad that Wakey Meki is still like alive and kicking, you know? It's awesome.
Yes. I fully support that and agree. They put out a dance practice for one of their B-sides from their new album today, and I'm so excited because I love to see content from them. I was thinking about Yoo-jung because I love Wakey Meki, and I was like, how do I get them in my thing? But I think that because she is such a well-rounded and strong dancer, and she's so good at covering boy dances and doing hip-hop dance and stuff like that, it was like not for the concept that I wanted.
Sure. Yeah.
But like she is so, because she's just a little pocket. She's just like little and she just dances.
Yeah, I had Wakey Meki. I was like watching performances of them, and because like they're one of my favorites of the like 4th gen groups or 3rd, whatever they are. And I ended up writing like 7 of their names down and was like, wait, you're just making a new Wakey Meki? Like, you can't. You need to parse.
Okay, next, it's my pick next, and I still haven't chosen a dancer of face or a maknae. So for my dancer spot, I would like to have Yua from Oh My Girl. She is something else. She also is very good at like hard hip hop dancing, but I want my group to be so girly. I think I have enough people out here that I can like announce that my concept is that like I just need this to be like the girliest thing. And she is very good at delivering the girly because she is in a girly girl group, and her face is just spectacular, and those Gerber baby lips and her big ol' eyes, and love it, want her, need her in my group. So Yua from Oh My Girl is my dancer.
Great choice.
Angelica, hit us with your round 5 pick.
All right. I love that you said that the concept of your group was super, super girly, because a very key piece of my choices in the concept I ended up going with was that I wanted my girls to be able to do androgynous beauty as well.
I literally said this when I was talking about my picks to Wade last night. I was like, Angelica is going to pick all the androgynous cool girls. So I have to pick all of the cool girly girls. And he was like, are you going to put Hyuna in your group? And I was like, And he was like, because she can't be in a group, she'll overshadow everyone. And I was like, that's true. She was in a group and she overshadowed everyone.
It's true. I specifically kept like both of your favorites in mind while I was making my picks, because I was like, well, I know that Shannon will want this person. I think Yusong will want this person. Like, I won't even consider them. Okay, but so for my fifth, we're at 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for my 5th pick, I'm going to fill my rapper spot.
Okay.
And this is going to be my oldest member, but she's not my leader. This is going to be Yubin from the Wonder Girls.
Ooh.
Yes. Why So Lonely is one of my favorite concepts, like girl group concepts ever anyway. It was like one of the first songs I wrote down when I started thinking about like my favorite girl group songs. And so I rewatched it, and specifically because I was like, well, I don't have a rapper. Like, who could I have in my rapper group? And I feel like she really helped. She doesn't have the like egginess in her voice. She has a little bit more of like a rasp, like edge. And I think that comes from being a little bit older and a little bit of like, she's not trying to be cute. And I really like her. I like her style.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love that. She's an 88 liner like me.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she is.
Sweet. All right, so that means that the leader, main vocal, rapper, and dancer categories have been filled.
It's shaping up.
And round 6 has the same order as the last one, so Yusong, me, and Helika.
Wow. Okay.
Go.
My maknae. This is going to have a little recency bias because she is indeed young. From ITZY, Yuna. She's like, when I was 16, I was just looking at the floor. Like the amount of, there's no, I could not stand up straight, and to watch her perform on stage as like a super, like a full-fledged, performer is nuts to me. So yeah.
Oh, that was my number 1 maknae pick. While you were talking, I was making cry hands, but I didn't want to interrupt you. But I love that. But I think that's great. It makes me feel, honestly, I feel better about the fact that like there is overlap, because a part of me was like, do the 3 of us have such different taste in girl groups that like nothing's gonna get in the way of anything? So at least makes me feel better that like, that was mine. She's my favorite member of ITZY. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I'm just happy that an ITZY made it in. I had 2 ITZYs on my short list. I had Yeji for my maknae and Ryujin for my rapper.
Yes.
I also love the ITZY rapper as well. Especially similar to Yeon from CLC, she's got the short haircut lately, and that chop bob right above the shoulders. It just looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great choice.
So good. Glad to see an ITZY in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Really good choice. Okay, it's my turn, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick my visual now. A similar story to Angelika's visual, just a newer version of it. I'm choosing Soojin from G-Idol. Because she is hot and people say that she is ugly, and it really makes me angry.
Yeah.
Because she's so hot and I don't understand. And her hair is really short right now. Great. She looks great all the time. So I definitely think she would be a great visual in my group, and nobody will call her ugly where I am.
Great choice.
All right, Angelica, round 6 is you're finishing it out here.
Okay, for my 6th choice, I'm going to fill my next vocal, my lead vocal spot. I think I mentioned earlier that I love a raspy voice. And so for my next lead vocal, I'm going to choose Ashley from Ladies Code. Ooh. Because I don't know that much about Ladies Code, but I absolutely adored that album Feedback that they came out with not that long ago. And so like kind of recently I went through their Spotify and just like started listening to all kinds of their old albums. And I really like a lot from like the whole spectrum of their career. And so I watched a couple of performances in order to try and figure out like, okay, well, which one of these girls would I want? Because all of them are really good singers in that group. And Ashley has like a beautiful face that I thought would kind of fit some of the other faces in my group. And I really liked her like style. She doesn't have as strong of a rasp as the
There's
other
like a
lead singer in
very
Ladies
raspy
Code.
voice in that group.
Yeah, hers has a lighter rasp and a stronger belt. And so that's why I picked her.
That's great. I've heard, I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard that she has a podcast on Eric Nam's network.
What?
With Peniel from B2B and Big Matt. And they like talk about, like the other day they were talking about how like you should be really nice to your stylists because while you're texting your girlfriend, they are reading over your shoulder and they will tell on you. So like be nice. So they're like, it's like a dish in the tea, like K-pop podcast. I think it's called like Real Talk or something. I should find out. But anyway, she's a podcaster like us.
Amazing.
I think after this I'm gonna watch some Ladies Code performances because I've had the song "The Rain" by them just forever on my Spotify, and I love that song. I just don't know anything outside of it, so this is a wonderful reminder to watch a live performance for the first time.
Yeah,
I'll text you some of my favorite
Please.
B-sides later.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for the final round. And the order is going to be me and Helika, Yusong going final, last pick. And reminder that as this is the last round, if anybody wants to steal, this is your chance.
Yeah.
So Yusong going last, you truly have the like
All
most
the power.
I
powerful
know.
position here.
It's a lot.
No pressure.
So the only spot that I have left is my maknae spot. And like I said, I wanted Yuna, but I will pick my next favorite poised teen maknae. And that is Lucy from Weki Meki.
Oh.
She's so tall.
She's so beautiful.
For a second, I was like thinking about her and like other people. And I was like, what if I made a group that was exclusively all the tall girls?
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't have to wear a small shoe, like that they could
Yeah.
all thrive and be like the tall girl group. So that was like something I thought about for a second, but I didn't chase it. But for a while, I was like, what if I just make a tall group? Okay, so yeah, that's me. And Helika, do you want to steal? Do you want to pick?
I'm not going to steal. I'm fairly confident in, well, now that I know all of your picks, I'm pretty sure Yusong is not going to pick my last pick. I'm also going to fill in my maknae position, and I choose Somin from Card, who surprised me by being so young. She's a 96 liner, and I did not know that. So she is the youngest person in my group. But Swim Good was part of the inspiration for my final concept, and she has a huge range that like she does that at least I never noticed in the Card songs, but I obviously like I watch Swim Good all the time. So like she's such a good singer, and I was like, yes, her, she'll fit.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, finishing this thing out. Final pick. Is it a steal? Is it a true pick? What are you doing, bud?
I can't steal. I don't have enough. I can't do conflicts like that. Are you kidding? You might have noticed that none of my picks have come from Twice. Is that because
I have noticed.
Yeah, is that because I thought it was a little sacrilegious to even suggest that you could put a member of Twice in another group? Maybe. But
I understand that feeling.
but my face, my visual category goes to Sana from Twice. She's my favorite.
I love that. We have to get biases on
Yeah.
the list. It's important.
If you
She's
need
a
me to-
great visual.
Yeah. If you need me to justify this one, why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? Are you kidding me? She's really funny. She's so talented. Like her variety show appearances are all great. She has legendary phrases. Sha sha sha. She's kimbap. Like the list goes on and on.
She's the one who can always find the camera, right?
No, that's
No.
Dalian.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. But
I was gonna say, what a great quality for a face.
but she's my favorite, and I rest my case.
That's great. Well, we did it.
We
so
did it.
now I have to ask, did anybody name or otherwise, like, let's wrap up our our thoughts about our groups.
Yes, tell us a little bit about your final group. Remind us who's in it, like all, so we can hear them all together, and then tell us a little bit about what kind of concept you wanted your group to have.
Okay, I'll go first then, just to get it done. So my final group is leader, A-Pink Bomi, main vocal, Twice Jiho, lead vocal, Pristin Sungyeon, rapper, CLC Yeon, dancer, Oh My Girl Yua, visual, G-Idol Sujin, and maknae, Weki Meki Lucy. That took me a second. And the concept that I wanted, like I said, is I wanted something like super, super girly, but also something that can be sexy, not like overtly sexy. Like I think the perfect example of that is G-Friend's latest comeback, Apple, is I think like exactly what I want out of girl group music, where it like is a little aegyo, like it is like very girly, but like that little move in the chorus where they have their little hands behind their back and they like wiggle their butts in a circle, that kind of like coy, girly, sexy stuff is what I want a lot for my group. And I think I've got like a ton of girls in here with like big eyes and big lips, and I'll like put them in hot costumes and like they're gonna look great. So I was trying to think of a clever name like the whole time, and the closest thing I could come up with is that the Discord listeners have been really caught up on spicy Baekhyun calling his last album a spicy version. And the last time Yusong was on the show, or the first time Yusong was on the show, we called it vampire version because that was what was in the thing. So like spicy, I feel like I want to call my group Spicy, but in K-pop fashion I'm going to spell it SPY-C. Spicy.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Yusong, would you like to go next?
Oh, I'd be honored.
Tell us about your group.
Okay, my leader from Gugudan, Kim Sejong. Main vocal, Wendy from Red Velvet. Rapper, Lisa from Blackpink. Vocal 2, Olivia Hye from Luna. Choi Yoo-jung, main dancer. Yuna from ITZY as the maknae. And Sana as my visual. The concept for this was, has Yusong watched over an hour of variety show content with this person? If so, they're making it on the list. I don't know. I really think, like, for me, I'm like full parasocial relationship. Like people's personalities, or at least what you can glean from personalities from, you know, I guess semi-scripted show appearances. I guess that stuff is really important to me. So, yeah, that was the backbone, and I didn't even occur to me to think of a name, so I don't.
What? I have a question for you. What is the first show that you would like your group to appear on? Because they are clearly going to be variety queens, so like,
yeah,
what is the show you want them on?
I mean, I love them on Happy Together, not because of the clout, but just I feel like they'd
get
have
some real talk out.
Real talk. It's a good atmosphere. They might do some super goofy concept because that show, you know, they had a Harry Potter, thing.
Yeah.
So I would love that. I would love that for these people. Yeah.
I would like
that
to
show
see
has
them.
a good. Go ahead.
I would like to see this group on Knowing Brothers. I feel
Yes.
like they would really, really thrive.
I was just going to say, I think Happy Together has a good balance of like conversation and then they do a goofy game. Like some of my favorite shiny like variety episodes are Happy Together clips.
Yeah.
So good choice.
Thank you.
All right, Angelica, tell us about your group.
Okay, so my final group, we have leader Hani from EXID, maknae Somin from Card, rapper Yubin of the Wonder Girls, lead dancer Solgi of Red Velvet, main vocal Solar from Mamamoo, face is Sooyoung of Girls' Generation, and lead vocal Ashley from Ladies Code. And my main concept, like I said, belty, whistle notes, harmonies. But the visuals that I had in mind and kind of the like sound, I was thinking somewhere between like Psycho and Lil Touch with some Swim Good as well.
Okay.
And these are girls that would like look good in suits.
Yes.
And yeah, I didn't come up with a name for them either, but that's what I landed on.
I love that. Before we stop and play our random game, does anybody have any honorable mentions or people that they really wanted in their groups, I will start by saying that like I wanted Yuju from GFriend in my group because she also has like one of my favorite K-pop voices. It's so unique and her range is incredible. But I just couldn't squeeze her in there. So I think that of all my backups, I really do think that was my biggest disappointment, that I couldn't get her in anywhere. Anyone else?
From G-Idol, Jang Soyeon as a rapper, I feel like she's just super talented. Did some really creative stuff with, I think, Senorita. And also from Luna, Chu is just really great. There's this like legendary fan cam of. It's also cool that like, you know, all the comments are like, this is not Chu, this is Chomp. And I'm like, yeah. There's this really good fan cam of her doing their song. It's either like Anglicizes Fever or Heat, but that's a really good one. And yeah, those
She's so cute.
They're both on my scandal bench.
Great. And Helga, anyone you had to leave out that you didn't want to?
Yes, so many. Like I said, my scandal bench was big. The very first person I thought of, the first person I thought of was Seolgi. It was like, I need to have her as my dancer, and I knew I wanted Sooyoung as my face. But then my initial thought was that I wanted Victoria from FX as my leader, just because she's such a great leader. Ultimately, I decided not to put her in the group because I felt like she'd earned a break. But I thought she would have been a really good choice. And I had a really hard time leaving out Doyeon from Weki Meki.
Ooh, I wanted.
Because
She was gonna go in my so tall
beautiful. Group. Yeah. I had two concepts in mind. I was like gonna go dark or sexy, or I was gonna go fun and summer, a la Holiday and Wow thing. Yeah. And that group was totally different aside from Seolgi. But it had Luna from FX. It had Nana from Orange Caramel.
Oh my God, Nana!
Yeah. I know.
What a superstar!
Okay, this group made it very clear to me that I have a type, and that type is cat eyes.
Oh, okay.
Because Nana, Ryujin, Seolgi, and Doyeon are all in that group, and I felt like they had a very similar like structure to their cheekbones and eyes. But I also had Seonghee from CLC and Sinbi from Girlfriend because they're very good.
Yes.
G-Friend because they're very good singers.
Ugh.
That was a good group.
Yes, for sure. Wow. Well, guys, I mean, we did it.
We did it.
We made girl groups. That's great.
I would like to request that you each send me your favorite photo of the members so I can make us a little collage to be able to visualize your group.
Absolutely. It's really important.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you can think of a name, great.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No pressure.
But no pressure.
All right.
No pressure. All right. And with that, we'll be right back with our random game. All right, we're back, and we got about as new of a group as you can get in the random game. We got TOO.
Yes.
I learned that it is TOO and not 2.
Oh, it's not 2.
It's TOO.
Oops. Oh, I've been saying I've just been saying 2 this whole time.
It's TOO.
I don't know why it This is the first time I'm hearing about them.
So this is a 10-member boy group under NCH Entertainment and Stone, and they were created on a survival show called World Class with a K. And when we went to KCON last year with Jordan, we mentioned in the episode that there was a booth with 24 standouts of boys in it. And those boys were the participants of World Class.
Wow.
Yes, and I remember when we passed by that booth, I feel like the booth made it unclear that it was a survival reality show, and we walked away from that booth thinking that it was a 24-member group called World Class that was about to debut. And we just laughed and laughed.
Because that just seemed so crazy. But I guess they whittled them down to 10 on the TV show. Well, they were all born between 2000 and 2002.
Excuse me.
Wow. Also, their official colors are Egyptian blue, white, American yellow, Persian red, and black.
It's very international.
Interesting. Because the world, to be world class is their like...
Yes.
Oh, world class. Sure.
And then the first thing they did after debuting on March 20th was go on Road to Kingdom. And I still haven't talked about Road to Kingdom on the show yet. We'll find a time someday. It was a good time. And they canceled Kingdom. It's not happening. So it's all we got was Road to Kingdom. And TOO were the babies. And I felt really bad for them because they kept coming in the bottom. And it like wasn't their fault. Because I think that because the groups voted among themselves. And I think there was like really weird seniority things where like people were like, well, we have to put Pentagon in first because they're oldest. And like truly, I feel like people were unable to vote out of age order for respect. So anyway, poor TOO, they did get eliminated from Road to Kingdom, but they were there for a bit and they're fun. Their debut song is called Magnolia, and then they put out a thing as soon as Kingdom ended, a new comeback called Count 1, 2. But we're gonna watch Magnolia because it has the most views. Anything else to say about 2 before we just get into this?
I don't think so. I mean, they haven't been around for very long.
Yeah, they're new.
excited.
So let's see what they're about. All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay, there's a
Standing
guy.
water. Sand.
There's so many things are happening.
Things always happen too fast.
Time is moving backwards. Water's like going up. Ooh, okay,
Ooh.
leather. This, I feel like that has been in a Blackpink video. And also maybe the shiny Tell Me What to Do
that
music video?
abandoned,
Is
that big abandoned
parking
concrete
garage?
thing. Yeah. That everyone films in because it like is so grand looking.
This
This is tougher than I expected
yeah,
it to
me
be.
too. This is very like drop it like it's hot, but like not at all. You know?
Yes. They had to do this song twice on Road to Kingdom, like as an intro and as a remix, because it was the only song they had. And other groups like were recovering their songs, but TOO was like, we only have one.
Yeah.
We only have one.
And it's this. Yeah, there are a lot of them. Oh, a small child. He looked scared. What happened? Why is this kid alone in the abandoned building? Oh, they're gonna save him.
The
Yeah, this
members
is
are
totally
saving.
the same building from all of those videos.
This feels very, very NCT. At least in the aesthetics. I even feel like one of them looks like Mark.
That's very possible. There are a lot of them, and the thing that was most surprising about them on Road to Kingdom is that 2 of their members are like jacked. And they like came out one episode in like tiny tank tops, and the other like the boys were like very upset. They were like, why are their arms so big? They're new. They shouldn't be so beefy.
This is like a very like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like a standard K-pop song. I feel like
Yes.
it's very risky for a group to take a huge swing right out the bat, and so this is like, okay, we got you can do the thing, and then
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly the thing. And the music video has all the tropes. It has the building we've seen. We've got plants inside and neon, like we talked about.
Yeah,
at the end of
plants and
last year.
fluorescence. We have leather and gloves, dancing in the dirt,
Or dancing in like
the
2
night.
inches of water.
Yes.
Just dancing
Step
a
up
little
to
bit
the
of water
streets.
makeup.
Yeah, and then like cut in with the soft pastel like solo shot.
yes,
But when they're all together, it's like leather and tough.
There's one they just showed that like is like their innocent baby one, and he has like pouty lips, and I feel like his name is like Boom Boom or something. It's not, but it's like something cute like that. That one.
I mean, there is an idol named Bam Bam.
yes,
so
and I
True.
think
I
it's
feel like Boom
similar.
Boom's not that.
No, I have the profile open. What is his name? I don't know. There's nobody named Boo Boo or something in this list, so I don't remember. I thought he had a like name. Oh, the wet.
No one even
feet.
has a B in their name. What is it?
Yeah, nobody even has a B in their name.
ooh, there's a car on fire.
Burning car. That's how you know you're a badass. Oh, his name is Woongi. I don't know why I thought it was even cuter than that. Oh, this one guy who's like
Ooh.
wearing blue and nobody
Yeah.
else was wearing
He
blue.
looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, they all looked very nice.
Yes.
That was like a visually very pleasing music video.
Yeah, definitely visually.
And there were
pleasing.
definitely some good singers in there. Like it was a melodic song.
Yeah. No, they're like a good, nice little group. I just feel so bad. We've talked about it before, but I just feel so bad for these groups that get formed on these like reality shows, because I'm sure that's the same thing that's happening behind the scenes, like people getting cut harshly and not getting in the group, but having to see it and go through it on television is like very painful.
Yeah, that's
and like
rough.
I
Yeah.
felt bad for them on Road to Kingdom because they like had literally just survived a survival show, and then the first thing they did was like a survival show with people against people who have way more experience than them.
Yeah, the deck was kind of stacked against. That was like kind of a weird choice to put them immediately on another show.
But it's Mnet. Mnet made it. Mnet, baby. Gotta
Yeah.
shove out those Mnet groups. Well, good luck to TOL
Yes.
in this overblown landscape of modern boy groups. I hope you
of
can
really
find a way to
big
stand
boy
out.
groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of big boy groups that make songs that sound just like that.
Just like that. You did it. All right, it's time for weekly recommendations. And Yusong, as the guest, would you like to recommend something first?
Absolutely. I hinted at this before, but Lisa did choreography to a song called Take Me by an artist named Miso. Miso is an artist on Dean's label.
Yes.
Not only that, she has a YouTube channel, and she did a cover of Something About Us by Daft Punk. That is the most heavenly thing I've ever heard. It's really, really good. She seems really, really cool, and that is indeed my recommendation.
Great.
Is your recommendation Lisa dancing to Miso, or is it Miso covering Daft Punk, or is it both?
If you're scared, you're like, I need something familiar to take a first step, and you want to get in, dip your toes through that Lisa choreography, please. However, if you're like, I'm ready to jump in, I like Daft Punk, I would just check out that cover. It's really good.
Great. I love that. Miso comes up a lot in our Discord when people are talking about underrated solo artists.
Ooh.
So, great rec. My recommendation also comes from my group, my fake group that I made today. And Yoon, my rapper from my fantasy group, participated recently in a non-competition show called Good Girls, where a bunch of female rappers were like competing, but they weren't really competing because nobody got like eliminated, and I don't think anybody won. There were like no stakes as far as I understand it. In the first round, they like got to do like new original songs. And on this show where everybody was like trying to be the coolest, badassiest rapper, she did a song called Barbie where she got out of a box and she does a clothing change in the middle, and it's like 80s synth pop dream. And she's like, Barbie, 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 Barbie. Like, I love it. And the choreography is so cute. And it was like the opposite of what that show was. And it came up on my Spotify a couple of weeks ago and like blew my mind. So Yoon Barbie from Good Girl is my recommendation. She got to do it on like 2 music shows. So there's like a couple versions of it out there.
Nice. I'm going to check that out because I had Yoon on my list.
Great.
My recommendation is also something I stumbled across when I was doing research for this. It just came up as a suggestion because I had never even heard of it. My recommendation is a song called Honeybee from 2017. Honeybee, like the animal Bee. And this is a collaboration between Luna, Solar, and Hani. And it's great. It's like kind of jazzy and it's very belty. And the music video is them looking hot in like all denim at the bowling alley and like high heels. And it's really good. It's right up my alley.
Great. Well, I have to look up all of these things. This has been, I think this was I really enjoyed doing this because I do appreciate girl groups and what they do so much. And I do think I should be taking it upon myself more to be learning these people's names and checking out the other things that they do. Just because they're not like boys and I have like such fucking boy vision for boys. That like I should be appreciating girl groups more because they work so hard and they don't get any credit for it because they're women and it sucks. So
True.
let's
And I
lift
also
them
think
up.
yes. Plus, soon it will be time for our new support girl groups
Yes!
episode, so
Ooh.
that will be great. But I also think like one of the things that I had trouble with in getting into girl groups when we first started listening to K-pop, like in the second gen, I feel like girl groups were a lot more pigeonholed.
Yes.
And nowadays, like I think girl groups have a lot more freedom to explore a lot of different concepts, and like they don't all sing in the same way. They're not all doing the like cutesy dummy thing or whatever.
Right.
And I feel like almost like the gaze has changed, whereas like you would have seen, you know, like those first and second generation girl groups were for men, right? Like that was the purpose of their whole performance. And I think now you get so many girl groups that are specifically for girls. Like Girl Crush is a concept all on its own, and then you get girl groups like ITZY, who's all about like just being alone and on your own, and like
Nobody tells me what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just read that their new song, Not Shy, which they've been teasing, is their first love song. And that was like something that was significant about it. So I just think that's interesting that like, I think we get a lot more range in the concepts of girl groups nowadays, which is fun.
Yeah. Agreed 100%.
Well, Yusong, thank you for coming back to the show.
Oh my
The
God.
people were clamoring for it, and it's exactly what I wanted. You brought the perspective and the pure like love and like being unable to even describe the feelings you have in your chest to this that I needed. So thank you.
I have a question. I thought of it earlier and I then forgot to ask it promptly. Tell us a little bit about why IU was not on your list.
Oh yeah.
Again, it was well, I didn't, and this is I don't mean to overstep. However, if we ever do talk about IU, I would like to leave, you know, I would like to save my unbridled thoughts for then.
When it can all be channeled at
Yeah.
once, because if you open that door,
It's
there's no way to put it all
So
back
are
in.
you saying that you specifically left IU out of this episode in the hopes that you could come back to gush about her on a deep dive episode someday in the future? Are you planning our show? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
I mean,
Are you asking the people to start a hashtag?
No.
Yusong talks IU.
Absolutely not. However,
They'll do it. The movement has already begun.
However, I would, whenever the stars align, whenever we are all free and willing to set aside 3-4 hours to talk about IU, I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to.
Well,
down.
you would, of course, be a part of that conversation
I'd be
for
honored.
sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's very interesting. I was thinking like, oh, I guess he can't use IU because of like some weird technicality in my mind where I was thinking like, well, you must have had to have been in
That's
a girl
what I was
group.
thinking too. That
Because
also
like
did
Hyuna,
cross my
you could
mind.
pick Hyuna or Chungha because they were in girl groups, but IU has only ever been a solo artist. Like, would you put
Yes.
Boa in a group? Like, Boa doesn't go in a group.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking too, because I had Boa on my list. Because like I wrote Boa quickly as like, ooh, what if she was the leader? Like, what would that be like? And then thinking about Boa and IU and even Hyuna and Chungha and like Sunmi, I was thinking like they are such iconic soloists that I like, even if they were in a girl group at a certain point, I just didn't feel right putting them in my group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very fair. So anyway,
So we'll have you back to talk about
Oh
IU.
my God,
we'll
I
talk
can't
about
wait.
IU another time.
Can't wait.
But for now, is there any place that you would like the listeners to find you, or do you want to just stay in a hidey hole and nobody talk to you ever again?
You can find me on Twitter and recommend K-pop to me there at YUSONGL. I also just want to say that everyone in the Discord is really, really nice, and I don't think it's a coincidence that you both attract very, very kind people listening to the show.
Oh, shucks.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, I'm very, very. Thank you to everyone who's said nice things, and thank you for having me back on.
Oh, yay.
Anytime. You're always welcome here.
Oh, you had to get
one of our favorite B characters.
Yes, you're a character on this podcast, and I'm not sad that you said nice things because I like to hear them, but I was going to like say something very silly, and now I feel like I can't.
Oh no!
But I was going to tell you on air because it tickled me so much. I need the people to hear it. Is that I recently like downloaded Twitch so that I would get notified when Yusong is playing video games on Twitch. And the other day, he was playing this game where you just, like, fixes houses. Like, you fix pipes or whatever.
It's a dream.
And you were just, like, redoing the bathroom and so throwaway. Nobody acknowledged it. But you were, like, picking out showers. And you said, "Are you a grower or a shower?" And then just moved past it. And I laughed to myself for, like, 10 fucking minutes. I couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. How does he just say shit like that and then move past it? Grower? Come on.
That's really kind. I appreciate it. Look, House Flipper is
Why
a
don't
treasure
you bring
show.
that kind of gutter humor to our show? That kind of bathroom humor is perfectly at home here.
Oh, boy. Well, this was very, very fun, but we'll end it for now. So if you would like to find us, we are online at AMA K-Pop Pod on Twitter and Instagram, amakpoppod@gmail.com for emails, 181-AMA-K-Pop5 for voicemails. The Discord, Asme About K-Pop. New patreon.com/AMA K-Pop Pod. Yusong is a patron. So
Hell yeah.
He sure is.
I hang out every week. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. We will be back next week for our first song battle since starting our Patreon, and our level 3 Patreon listeners are going to get to be participating in the song battle.
What?
So it won't be just our dumb opinions. There will also be other people's.
It'll be your dumb opinions too. So to all of our season fan tier patrons, if you haven't checked the Discord or your email, there is a message in your inbox that has all the rules for how to participate in the song battle. And you must get your results in by Sunday, August 16th, I think is the correct date. Because we're going to record on Monday or Tuesday, and we need time to, crunch
Tally
the numbers.
up your numbers.
So, yeah. So deadline ends midnight.
Yeah.
11:59 p.m. PST Sunday.
Great. We'll look forward to that. And once again, Yusong, thank you so much for
course,
coming.
thank you.
I sincerely, of course, wish that this was real world and I got to squeeze your neck and we weren't on Zoom, but I'm so glad that we're hugging you like this.
Yes,
So I'm just glad that you're
absolutely.
here. So thank you.
We miss you.
I miss you.
We
both
miss
as
you.
well.
All right. Well, goodbye, listeners. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Jonghyun, you're our inspiration.
Shannon, I assume if you're listening and you're editing this, I'm pouring water. This is the sound of pouring water into a water bottle.